Good guys, my name is Lord Tomo. Welcome again to another Sonic the Hedgehog toy item quick review. As you know, I'm Lord Tomo. We have the blue stick, good old Sonic the Hedgehog. He has my aftershave, no doubt. What are you shaving? Anyway, let's get into the actual review here. This is a quite weirdly, and by weird I mean very weird, Sonic the Hedgehog by Good Smiling Company fencing. So I'm going to call him fencing Sonic the Hedgehog, because that stick is more or less for fencing. Anyway, essentially this is a possible bootleg to which I bought off eBay from a user or seller from China, and you know what, if it is a bootleg, I'm quite impressed with it in a weird, very modest way. But if it's not a bootleg, I'm still kind of impressed with it in a weird kind of way. So it's a win-win situation. I got it for fairly cheap, I suppose. But let's get into the actual review itself. Now, there are two versions of this. I already did one, so you can check that out on my previous. Of course, if you haven't, basically you will see it on either side. It has a bunch of Chinese words, no idea, or Japanese words, no idea what it says. You have good old Sonic the Hedgehog there. It's version 2.40.14, and it's from Good Smiley Company. That's pretty much all it is. I'm aware in Japan they do have from Good Smiley Company a Necroid sort of version of Sonic, basically a miniaturized version of Sonic the Hedgehog. Very cutesy, very what's the word for it? Not cutesy. There's a word for it. I don't know, but it basically means tiny in anime sort of culture-ish. Underneath it, absolutely nothing. On the top, absolutely nothing. It's held by plastic piece. On the actual side is a picture of what the actual item more or less looks like. It pretty standard. On the back, this is the two versions. So if you haven't checked out my review, this is the other one I review. Check it out. If you have, you know what this is. Quite weird. This is just it's exactly the same sculpt in every conceivable way. The only difference is the hands are different, and he's got a fencing stick. Weird, I know. You have a bunch of obligatory sort of information at the bottom, nothing too crazy there. On the other side is just a better picture of the other one you could possibly get. So that is that. Let's open this up and check out the item. Things are just falling out. Let me grab all that sort of stuff. Okay, so straight at the bat you basically get this little stand-ish thing. Essentially what this is, for those who may not know, is just literally just a stand in which you put the stick here, and with these little pieces you quite mercifully grab Sonic by the neck and hold him there while he screams in pain and agony. Yeah, that's essentially basically what that stick is. But anyway, let's get into the actual item itself, because that's probably more, in my personal opinion, more favorite. Now, essentially, they captured the sculpt of Sonic the Hedgehog perfectly, down to the very nitty-bitty, except this little interesting thing, which I'll probably have a theory to what this is. Essentially, you just have Sonic room. They even went out of the way to have details at the bottom. I'm quite impressed with that. You have Sonic the Hedgehog's buckle, little socks, awesome. He's got posability 360 on both legs, pretty impressive. He's got posability quite weirdly, if you want to make him do a karate kick, on both leg joints himself. He's got posabilities on his hands. Well, I'm going to show you, not me. You have posability on his hands, you have posability on his little hands, as well as his arms. They captured quite instantly the actual belly, quite impressive. He has posability and full exorcism sort of statistic sort of things going on in his neck if you want to basically have him more warpy, which I'm already having to have him more warpy. Look at that, Sonic. Look at that. So essentially, this is pretty awesome. In his back you have his spikes. I love when they get the spikes done perfectly. It's extremely hard to do in like plushies and all that. But yeah, essentially they did it pretty awesome. But pretty much that's it. They really captured this Sonic to be an awesome Sonic. Now, obviously, let's take this out. His hands pretty much has a hollow point, and this is pointy sticky. This actually has some, not growth, what's the word? This has some strength to it, this plastic. It's not your flimsy, you know, bended sort of, it is. Of course you can break it, I'm not saying you can't, but you could do some serious damage, especially if you're a kid. So, if you buy this for your kid, yeah. Don't be surprised if he pokes himself in the eye or pokes his sister in the eye out of guilt and hate and suppressed issues, most likely. But yeah, his eyes, can't get away from his eyes, and his nose, they got his nose perfectly. So my theory is this is probably plays homage to the game Sonic and Mario in the Olympics, either not winter, but I'm guessing the other Olympics. I never exactly played them, I only played the winter one. That's my theory. Of course I could be wrong, you know, correct me if I'm wrong. If it's not, and they just decide to give him a fencing stick for the sake of fencing stick, I kind of find weird. I was thinking Sonic in the Dark Knight. I'm pretty sure that's a quote from the Weed. I don't know if you guys ever heard of it, where he basically becomes like Prince Arthur, but I don't think that's the case because he never had a fencing stick. He had Excalibur, the sword, which, yeah, there's that. So you got a fencing stick. Look, to be honest, it's not a bad figurine. Weird as he may be, but it's definitely not a bad figurine. It's unique. By unique, I mean how many Sonic stuff are out there that pretty much have him doing the same pose. Whereby this, you don't. So, hurrah, you can be the first person with a fencing stick. I got this from eBay. I'm not entirely sure if it's still there now, but most likely it is. It's extremely common. 1 side of 10 for rarity. Good Smiley Company is the company that made it. I'm guessing if it's a bootleg, they probably ripped it off, most likely. I got this for 25 bucks, including shipping. Not bad if you ask me. It's like not super expensive. It's like, look at his hand. You can say he has the force. You have the force, young Tails. Give me something. Oh, that's pretty weird. And then you go, oh, you can raise the roof. I don't know why I did that. So yeah, there's that. But yeah, definitely worth. You know, if you guys have want like figurines that you can pretty much do some pretty stupid stuff with, look, why not get this figurine? I say go for it, because Sonic says that ideally the pose is meant to be like that, but why would you cut yourself unless he's very sad that Dr. Robotnik has killed himself. Anyway, that's another message for another day. Hey guys, thank you for checking out this review. Please tell me your thoughts on this. If you like it, you hate it, if you have one of your own, where you got it, is this legit, is this a weird leg, who knows, we'll never know probably, but if you have any information, let me know. Anyway guys, thank you so much for checking out this review, and speed on and speed out.